Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I have on my desk a huge stack of paper. I'm going to turn it on its side so you can perhaps get a little peek at this yumminess. Hopefully it's not too up in your face. I have so far dyed in the vicinity of 230 plus pieces of paper with a mixture of beetroot and coffee. And I'm just in love, and I have not stopped. I've been doing some this morning before I turned the camera on. In fact, these top pieces are the last couple that I just took off the fire. So I've pulled out just a few sheets representative of this humongous pile. Now, just a little disclaimer here, I do not iron my paper. After I've dyed it, I stack it up, and at the end of the day, I weight it, put it in a tray and weight it under some heavy books, and then a box with some stuff in it, so lots of weight, and then I just keep doing that. So these ones at this end have been weighted a lot longer than these top ones. You can see the crinkle difference. So, you know, over time they just flatten, and I actually like a bit of crinkle. So I don't mind that texture in my items. Right. That's going on the floor. Let's take a look at some of the pages. Now this is very much a process. At the beginning it's got more of the coffee in the mixture than the beetroot. And then as time progresses, it gets more heavily on the pink beetroot. And then as we near the end of the beetroot producing its colour, we kind of revert to a very pale pink. And then if I add some more coffee, then it goes back to more of the like pinky coffee colour. Excuse me, I just need a drink. Nice hot cup of coffee. So no two pages are the same. There's lots of imperfect prints, which in my world is absolutely fine. Some of them are literally perfect, but they are definitely the minority. There's prints that haven't printed properly, they're a bit blurry in places or incomplete. I also dry and rack, so we get this these lines happening from the drying rack. Again, I don't mind. That gives actually some good writing lines. Right, so let's take a look. So this one is more of the coffee, but it's got pink in there as well, and it's actually got a sort of a patchy pink bit here. Not sure how I achieved that. Totally random. On the back, it's got a very faint white or whitish. It's not white, but a paler imprint of this design on the back. And you can see some of those lines just lightly appearing. They're definitely more visible in some papers than this one. So this is the beginning of the process where things are more coffee coloured, but definitely on the pink. Just hold 2 seconds. So for example, this is pure coffee dyeing, and this is the beetroot and coffee dyeing. So can you see the colour difference there? This has definitely got a more pinky tone to it, and then the paler bits in between are definitely more pinky as well. Just to give you an idea of what the colour is like, and I don't know whether the camera is going to show true to life or not, so bear that in mind. My lighting's not great at the moment with, you know, being cold, curtains closed, not much light, so it may not represent on the camera true to what it actually is in front of me. This one is all sort of speckly. This is one I did this morning as well. So it's a paler version with these little lovely splotchy bits. This is another one I did this morning. These 2 pieces of paper too are bond paper. Slightly thicker than copy paper, textured, and it does have a branding watermark in. Don't know if it's still visible after the dyeing process or not, but the white paper does have a watermark. You need to hold it up to the light to be able to see it. Another splotchy one. Most of these are A4 size. Some are slightly narrower. because they were foolscap papers that I trimmed the end off, and foolscap is just a smidge, like literally a smidge narrower than an A4. My fingers are all stained as well. So this one, lovely sort of grungy pink, and on the back as well, so this is more intense. And this one is really saturated, so again more of the grungy sort of look. Having fun playing with that today. This is a different method. Again, I like cycle through methods of dyeing because I get bored if it's just like same. So I'm always mixing it up, experimenting, trying new things. Some don't work, some do. It's a fun process for me. This one is a very pale pink, again on the bond paper. Yeah, I can see the watermark there. Just very light. You've got some of the lines from the rack coming in. So look at the difference between those two. Same session this morning, but from the pale to the really saturated. I just love the variety. Now we're back into some of my ones that I've been working on probably for the last week, maybe 2 weeks. I've been doing the beetroot dyeing, typically in the evenings. This one is a pale pink, but the print came out really lovely. And just some, you can see the print on the back just faintly, and some lovely splotchiness, some of the lines from the rack. This one came out really beautiful, just a slightly more coffee pink. See the difference? This is a clearer pink, this is more of a coffee pink. I just love. And on the back you can see the pattern as well. This one needs trimming down. I haven't trimmed the bottom off yet, but this is lined paper. That's the same pattern as this one. So very faint, and on the back it's got the whitish reverse of it. Just different looks. This is a diary page. I've done a couple of sections out of the diary of this, so the whiter print on the back. So it's kind of like the opposite. This is the brownish pink in the background, the lighter print. This is the brownish pink print, and then lighter in the background. So it kind of works opposite. I do dry it on top of the fire. I think I already said it, but just to be clear. So I think this is lovely. It's all ready to go in a A5 size journal. How cool is that? I think it's so beautiful. Beautiful. This one, the print came out really faintly, so we have a really great outline, and the center is pretty much the same color as the background, which I think is a lovely look as well. It's a very much more delicate look. And then we've got some kind of pinker patches. Again, I don't know why, it just is, and I love that. This one this was getting towards the end of a batch of beetroot dyeing, and it created a different result. I'm not sure why, but the last bit of solution in the bottom of my container made this sort of motley print, which again is fun. It's different and it's pretty. This one is just a plain dye that I've then gone and just sprinkled some coffee granules over top. So there's a couple of shiny spots there where I got a little bit much of the coffee. So you won't be able to write over those bits, but they're only just 2 tiny little, or 3 tiny little dots, like not a huge deal. And if you're using it for ephemera as a base for a front, it wouldn't matter at all. Or you can just like put a pocket or something over those and write on this side, because it's only on that one side that it's shiny, and you wouldn't write on that. So that's a different look again. So beetroot and coffee dyed, and then sprinkled with some coffee granules. This one was an experiment that I tried. I tried stacking up the wet papers and drying them overnight. In terms of what I was trying to achieve, it was a fail. but if I put that aside and look at them in their own right, it was nowhere near a fail. I think they are super, super cool. Just really grungy, grimy, and interesting that more of the coffee came out when I left them overnight than the beetroot. Again, I did not expect that. I would expect it to be sort of an even colour, and it wasn't. So there's a stack of these. They're all different. I layered them up in between with patterns and things, and you can see kind of little bits of that poking through. But in the main, it's just more, see, you can see a bit more of the pattern coming through here. In the main, it's just all about the grunge, and a blend of coffee and beetroot. Super fun. Love it. And then this one here, so just a different pattern. So can you see that sort of range of colours? Hopefully you can get a good enough idea. Some of these are quite vibrantly pink, and some are very subtle. Some are more brown, but definitely a pinky brown. I'm just in love with beetroot dyeing, so I'm on a bit of a mission to do as much as I can while it's beetroot season. And you can pick up beetroot quite cheaply. I picked up I think it was 99 cents a kilo at my last grocery shopping, so I just picked up 2 small beetroot. Don't even know how much it cost me for those 2 small beetroot, but it wouldn't have been very much. Yeah, and then these are just regular coffee dyed from last year's batch of coffee dyeing, just to show you kind of the difference in colours. Okay, so I am intending on selling some of this beetroot and coffee dyed paper. I'm thinking packs of 12 sheets, a random mix, so it'll be random strengths of colour, random patterns, probably mostly unlined, and then maybe 1 or 2 lined ones in there, because I've got way more plain, unlined than I do lined. So it will be a mix. No guarantees that you'll get a certain pattern or a certain colour. It will just be what I feel is a good mix of the overall. If you're interested in purchasing a pack of 12 pages from me, I'm going to list them for a start on my Facebook page, Visualized. Not in the group, not in Visual Vibes, but in on my Facebook page, my main page. So on Visualized, it is linked in the description box below, plus postage. So if you're interested, go take a look. And if you're not on Facebook and you would like to buy a pack, if you want to discuss pricing or anything like that, or whether I can send it to you, I am only at this stage going to offer it to New Zealand and Australia, just for postage costs really. And there's plenty of producers in the States who do dyed papers that aren't going to cost you the earth in postage. But if anyone's interested, find me on Facebook, or if you're not on Facebook, send me an email. You'll be able to find the email in my link tree, and we'll see what we can do. So that's that. That's my pink papers. I absolutely adore them. And I thought, for the rest of the video, how about we make something with one of these pages? So I'm just going to kind of, maybe that one, see which one's talking to me. And I think this one today. Yeah, I don't mind covering that side up. So we're going to work with this side. I'm going to make some tags, and this is going to be the front. So I'm not going to use it as the writing side. I have a sheet of whatever this is. It's kind of like heavy newsprint, but it's creamy white. It's slightly different size. It's wider and shorter, but that's okay. We can perhaps go within the bounds of the pattern there. So let's trim off down to the pattern on one end, so we've kind of got a guide of where to start with our paper, because I'm going to have to glue it onto the back. And look at that beautiful, fun little pink strip. With it. It's got quite a dark pink edge on that one. So I'm going to save that, probably put some double-sided tape on and use it as faux washi. Right, so that's my edge there. I'm going to glue this on the back, and this will be the writing side, this plain paper here. I will distress everything after the fact so it won't be plain. Now there's no, I don't think, right or wrong side to this paper, so I'm just going to leave it where it is. And I'm not sure how well glue stick works on this particular paper because it's quite textured, it's quite rough. So I'm going to use 2 different glues just to make sure it sticks. So glue stick in the middle, whoops, down to the plastic, wind it up a bit, and then my tacky glue. So how's your week been, my friends? I hope you've had a really, really fantastic week. My week, I would have to say, has been pretty good. I've been quite productive this week. I'm feeling quite pleased with how much I've got done. Still a lot to do, but pretty pleased. But man, oh man, I have been so cold. Like, you know, I've been complaining for quite some time about the cold. Today, I reckon, is the worst. I have so many layers on. I have this big thick cardigan over top of my hoodie. I have a woolen headband on, keeping my ears and head warm. And I've got woolly socks on, and I just can't warm up today. Just cannot warm up. The fire's going. I've been stoking it like mad. Just cold. And it's awful. It is honestly awful. I hate being this cold. My hands have finally thawed out a bit, which is good, because I was even wearing gloves. Polar fleece gloves. Right next to the fire, I was wearing gloves because my hands were frozen icicles. So at least they're a bit warmer now. So maybe that's a good sign that I am actually starting to warm up a little bit. I hope so. I might just put a bit of squiggle in through there just for good measure. Oh, this is wider, isn't it? Yes, so I've just put glue in places where I'm going to create a sticky mess on my mat because I don't need glue there. Never mind. We'll just do a bit of clean up. Right, just making sure I smooth it down nicely. Whoops, and I didn't put it straight. Yep, that would be totally normal, wouldn't it? Have not glued it on straight at all. And this edge is wanting to lift up on me, so let's put even more glue in under there. And we're going to make you stick, whether you like it or not. Yep, making a gluey mess on my mat. And in a moment, it's going to be a gluey mess on my scissors. I need to trim. Right. I'm thinking tags today. Make some fun tags out of this. Well, I hope they'll be fun. Right, that's all gluey and gross. So let's kind of stick it to itself. Otherwise it's going to stick to the side of my rubbish bin there. It's not quite straight here, so I'm just going to trim off where I went crooked. There. And this end here. And then we'll be ready to chop it into our tags. And I need to think about what size tags I want to do. That's probably a little narrow to kind of work with, so I'm going to bin it. Seems a shame, but right. How big is this? Let's do a wee measure. I've got a few spots here where I need to put more glue. Between the crinkly paper and that textured back, I think it's providing a few challenges for the glue to stick down. So we're just going to give it some more encouragement. Oops, not supposed to go on the mat. Right, so we have 11 inches basically. Is this 8 by 11? I suspect it is. No, it's 8 1/4. Okay. Of course it is, because this sheet was A4, so it's the A4 width being 8 1/4. But it's 11 inches long. So how many tags do we want to do? 3 1/4. No, that won't work. Do 2 at 4. They're a bit wide for tags, aren't they? Let's do 3 inches. Start with 3 inches and see what it looks like. We might have to trim some top and bottom. Let's just work it out as we go along. So I'm liking the idea of doing some tall tags. I quite like that detail at the top there, but I am going to trim off a little bit off the bottom and make it not quite so tall, because it still needs to go in a pocket. So keep that scrap for now. I think I want to do one at 3 1/2, just wider. And again, I'm going to take off that bottom section. And that could go either way. Okay, what have we got left? We have 4 1/2 inches. 2 1/4. What would 2 1/4 look like? It's quite narrow. If we do 3 1/2, then we're only left with an inch, so that's a bit small to do much with. 2 3/4. Let's go 2 3/4 on that one. I'm going to trim both ends on this one, I think. Okay, just because the dimensions look better to me with the top and bottom trimmed as well. Now this one, I am thinking to do it in, so what was that measurement? It's 8 1/4, so we do 4 1/8 maybe, or something similar. We'll just go about there. It doesn't matter if they're not exactly in half. They are actually in half. And they can be 2 little tags. So out of that one sheet, we have 3 big ones and 2 little ones. And you can configure it any way you like, of course. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I want to trim this one as well at that end. So I just thought it would be fun to use these in an unexpected way. So not as the backing for ephemera, not as a journal page, although those are fantastic, good uses for these papers, but actually celebrating the beauty of them and making them the front of the ephemera. So I want to also, yeah, I'm going to trim this as well. Like, let's just do it. Okay. That does look better to my eye, pattern wise and dimensions. So let's do our tag corners. And do some decorating. Let's see how many we can actually get through out of this little pile. I doubt we'll get very far, but you know, we get as far as we get. No pressure, just enjoy the process. I'm giving myself the message, just enjoy it. Don't worry about how much you actually get done. I look at other YouTubers and think, gosh, they get through so much, and I don't. But it's not a race, it's not a competition. It's about enjoying the process, I think, and being creative, making stuff, hanging out with you guys, best people on the earth. And then I'll do these two together, I think. Might do them this way. Bit fiddly lining it up, but extra fiddly. Don't know why I'm finding it so difficult on these. Maybe it's the size. There we go. So we've given them all the tag shape. Probably went a little bit deep on those. They look a bit funky. So let's just fix it up and give them a little trim down, and they won't be so funky anymore. Yeah, that's better. I'm very much making it up as I go along. Can you tell? I'm sure you can. Right, now we have our tags ready. You know what? I'm really tempted to start with the two small ones. Oh, they're so cute. How adorable are they? And how pretty with that beautiful beetroot and coffee dyeing. So I'm going to ink one, just so you can see the difference between the two, between inked and not inked. So just using Vintage Photo here. You could use a pinky red ink, would I think look really lovely as well, or any brown. I'm sure any brown, or aged mahogany might. Ooh, now I'm like, I really want to give aged mahogany a go on this. So that's the difference, Vintage Photo and not inked. But shall we do aged mahogany on this one? Yes, let's. Can't find my. I do have an inker, you know, sponge or something for aged mahogany. I just can't see it in my mess of a drawer. Oh yeah, that is beautiful with it. Yes, 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 yes. I think on this, I like the aged mahogany better than the Vintage Photo. It is lovely. Yeah, look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? I'm just going to leave that out. Look, you see the different. I hope you can see the colour, because looking up into the camera, I can't tell. I hope you can see. Right, what do I want to decorate them? Do I want a little bit of doily? It would just have to be a little bit. Maybe one of these little ones. Little fragments coming out of the doilies. Let's do something like that. Just going to cut it in half and then go from there. I've got quite a few half doilies around because I'm always cutting them in half and then I lose the other part, and then at some point I find it again and use it up. Just want a little bit, just a little corner, I think. Going to ink it in the vintage photo because it's the one I've got the vintage photo on. This is going to be so much easier to glue on just a small piece because the glue won't dry on me while I'm still gluing all the different bits and pieces. Can take a little bit more time to get in some of the finer areas than what I would normally when it's, you know, a whole doily or a big piece. Okay, I think that's good. Oops, I didn't quite cut it square. That's okay. It'll be fine. Now the tacky glue does leave glue marks, but it does dry and you won't be able to see it once it's dry. You won't see those glue marks. Oh, that's pretty. That's just a cute little detail. Now I'm thinking focal image. What would I like? A little butterfly might be cute. I am working on the freebie for my newsletter, which is due to go out at the beginning of June, and I'll give you a little hint. It's something with wings, but it's not a butterfly and it's not a bird. Have you guessed? My printables for the newsletter are going to be dragonflies. So if you'd like to grab some freebie printables of dragonflies. Oh, it's too big. Oh dear. Then head down to the description box below if you're not already signed up for the newsletter, and sign up. It only goes out once a month at the beginning of the month and always has a freebie and a discount code for my Etsy shop and some fun bits and pieces, you know, a little bit about myself, some fun tips, all sorts of little bits and pieces, just depending on what I'm inspired by in the month or what I have to say or not say. Quite a short newsletter, all nicely sectioned off so you can head to the bits that you want. I actually don't mind the blue, which is weird, but a lot of these that I have left, I purchased these on Etsy and they're no longer available, so I won't bother saying where they're from, but I'm sure there are other sellers out there who sell something similar. Oh, look at me dithering, like I'm so dithering, like just, that's pretty, you like it, so why not just go for it? And I think it's the only one of this size I have left in that container. Oh my gosh, I just had a sudden cold wash of air around my legs with nowhere that it would have come from. Like there's no doors or windows open or anything. No one's come in or gone out the cat door. And so that tells me the fire is burning low. That cold rush around my legs. Probably going to make me want to go to the toilet. It's quite simple, but I think it's really pretty. And then something up here, maybe a label. So let's see what I've got in my handmade labels. These are the ones, this is one of the tins I picked up for free in one of my recent op shopping trips, thrift shopping. And these are the handmade labels I did in Roxy's weekly challenge. It's too wide. So did I do any pink? Can't, oh, there's a pink one. I think that one's a bit big though. You could use just part of it. That's an option. Did I do any smaller pink ones? I don't remember. I need to do more. Like, this process of making these stamp labels is so addictive. And when you go to use them, you realize, oh, I need this color or this shape or this size. And I've just ordered a new set of label stamps, which is quite exciting. It's quite nice. It's got purple text on it. I'm not in a hurry to find a label or anything. It's just like I'm just hanging out with you guys today. We could go blue because we've got a blue butterfly. It's not bad either. Not bad, not bad. Some text. There's these coloured labels. No. There's another map one. I quite like the contrast actually with the blue. So we like that one or that one. Oh, I like that one as well. Oh, dilemma. Sometimes you get the dilemma with trying too many options and then you're like, oh, I like them all. It's quite cute too, but I feel like it covers up too much. Too much. Oh, I'm tipping them out everywhere now. Don't want the red, I don't think. We'll try the red. No, we don't want the red. No, wrong size. Although we could always do like a part. Oh goodness, stop overthinking it, girl. Make a choice between these two. I'm not in a hurry, but I do want to get more than one done, so I think that one. Hooray, they all cried. She made a decision at last. Yeah, my head is actually warm because I've got the woolen headband on that a kind lady made for me. Well, actually, she made 4 and to sell to me and let me choose. I only wanted 1 and she made 4 for me to choose from that were in my kind of colours. And she left them with me and I chose 2 of them and bought those. Well, actually, I said I'd buy them and had the money to give her, and then I haven't seen her since, and I've emailed with her, and then she says, oh no, just have them. And I was like, oh, that's lovely. Meet up for a coffee and I'll give you the 2 that I'm not buying back. And we still didn't connect because she actually lives at the other end of the island to me. And then after a while, I was like, oh, I've still got these, you know, let's meet up when she's up this way. And she says, no, you can just have them. So I've got 4, and they're all different colours. 2 of them are acrylic and 2 are wool. And they are lovely and warm. I have to say, I don't particularly suit them, so I don't wear them out anywhere. I just wear them around home. But they are lovely and warm. And I'm feeling very grateful for them on these super cold days. And it's a grey day today. Let me just show you. This is one of the thicker ones. I think this one's acrylic. Pretty sure this one's acrylic. And so it's nice and wide. It's got hair stuck to it, grey hair. Lovely and cozy and soft and just yummy. Yeah, so that's keeping my head warm and my ears. Right, something down here now, because I put the butterfly up higher than what I was going to. We've kind of got words and numbers on our label. We could still add more though. We don't have to just have it in one spot. Something fairly small though. It's not the right colours, but something like that would be good. Just to see. Yeah, see, that's the same label stamp, so I don't want that. What about something round? I kind of like that, but I don't like the green. So you do all these options and then sometimes you still can't find the right thing. Does that happen in your world? Certainly happens in mine. It's like all these options, it's just not the right one. There's a red one, but no, it's just introducing another colour. Whoops, I saw a pink one. And it's got green on it. If it had the blue on it, it might not be too bad. How about a more neutral one? Black and brown. No, it's not doing it for me. Okay. Other options. What other options do we have? What about, I just had a thought. Same butterfly. How about like a part of a butterfly? What would that look like? You know what? I actually kind of like that. Okay. Can't pick it up. Yeah, let's do that. It's a bit different. Going to cut a butterfly in half. Oh no. Right, which side do I need? I need that side. Oops, bending up. That's probably going to be trimmed off anyway, but just in case. I didn't even try it on the other side, what it would look on the other side, but it's going to be on this side. Okay, get ready, butterfly, because you're going to be choppy chopped. Do we want to add little wing over there. No, I think that's a bit much. Still feel like we need something over here though. How much can you put on a tiny wee tag? Quite a lot actually. Also wondering about a little hole at the top. So let's do a hole. And let's do hole reinforcers. Is it going to look okay? Yeah, it'll look fine. One there and one on the back. Do we need anything over here? Like, is it crying out for something? I'm going back to the numbers again. Gee, I'm being so indecisive. I'm very sorry that this is just a meandering video. But I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun with me. Or perhaps occupying yourself by crafting. How about we just do that on the side? Just a bit of it. How much of it do we want? I think from the 0 or the O, it's actually an O. But it's going to look like a 0 once I've trimmed off the excess. Nope, wonder where it went. It's attached itself with some cat fur. Okay, just give that a little bit of ink around those cut edges. And we have done one little tag. Oh, hang on, we're not quite finished yet. Let's see what we might... Bit of cheesecloth that's got some pink and coffee ink on it. Just a little piece of that. Well, might be a bit short, but we'll see. It's actually probably a bit wide. We cut that in half. And hopefully it just doesn't all fall apart. Just going to tie it once, I think. Oh, if I can. Ah, yes. Look at all the bits coming off. Isn't that cute? I like that. So we'll save that other bit for the next one. So let's put a hole in it now. Like so. And want to do some in the aged mahogany, some of these hole reinforcers, because this is the one with the aged mahogany on it. Might as well do a row of them. Or two while we're here. Different strengths of colour there. Okay, I think I'll use these darker ones. Yes, good choice. Front and back. Okay, that's that. Okay, what do we want on this one? Do we want more doily? Get rid of that little square bit there. Because I do not like that. And there's another bit up there as well. So all the little bits that didn't cut properly, or just manufacturing bits that didn't get cut off, I think go down like that. So hopefully this bit that I'm creating holds together, because it hasn't got the centre bit attached. Right, do we want to give that the edge with the aged mahogany? Let's give it a little bit of an edge. Be very careful inking the doilies, don't you? It's so delicate. Right, because I haven't got that centerpiece to anchor it, I'm going to have to do all the little fine little bits so it doesn't catch on anything, doesn't rip being pulled in out of a pocket or something. Trying to go as fast as I can, people. I do appreciate you hanging in with me, spending some time. I hope you've got some crafty thing happening. Let me know what you're doing as you're watching. I know some people do housework when they're watching videos, which I think is a great way to make housework just a little bit more tolerable. Unless you're one of those weird creatures who actually likes housework. Not my forte, I'd have to say. Don't enjoy it, but it's just one of those things we've all got to do, isn't it? Nobody else does it for you unless you can pay someone to do it, and then I'd say send them on over here. No, I wouldn't actually want anyone to come clean my house, because I feel like it's my mess. I need to deal with my mess. Right, okay, so we're out of butterflies of the right size, so let's pop those away. Is it got an eclectic little mix of stuff in this container that I put things in and then forget to look at it again. And there might be something like, there's some die cuts in here, there's some little well, not so little, it's way too big for there, but you know, little art pieces that I've done. Well, that's actually quite nice, a little fern leaf. Or there's a pink sunflower, because you know sunflowers shouldn't always be yellow, or don't always need to be. Oh, I actually like that. I like that. Okay, it was worthwhile diving into the container that I forget about. I think there, and just wondering about a label at the bottom. Something with a little bit more on it, maybe. Or we could stamp a word on the plainer label. I like that. I'm just going to trim. I'm not going to tuck this in behind the label, because this is it's light cardstock, but it is cardstock, and I don't want that ridge, so I'm just going to trim it and sit it above the label. So I'll put the label on first, get that one out the way. So this one came together very quickly compared to the other one. that, and then I need to work out where I'm going to trim this. Do I want it on an angle, like, or do I want it straight? I think straight's probably okay. Trim off the stem. And the label acts like a flower pot or the soil or something. Okay, so just pain of the die cuts, of course, is you've got to glue right around them, which is a lot easier to do with these fine needle nose glue bottles. Oops. Sorry. I am quite vocal when I do something silly. I've done that a bit lately in my videos, you probably recall. Took a little bit of that glue off, so I'm just re-gluing a couple of areas because it's sitting on my label where I dropped it. Press it down. Let's go in on the back. I'm going to have to feed the fire shortly. It's just getting cooler and cooler. And I'm going to have to go out and get some more firewood in because I'm going through it very quickly today. Right, that should do. Okay, let's do the ink the edge where I've covered it. Oops, I need a bit more ink, I think. Ink, I think. Very rhymey. Don't even know how long we've been recording. Better check on that too. Right, and our little bit of dyed cheesecloth. I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to tie it. It's the texture of it means it holds well when you just tie it once. That's all it needs. It doesn't need a proper knot. And if it does come loose, you just retie it. Or you could even staple it on or something if you didn't want to fiddle with it, but it should just stay where it is because that lovely texture holds it. Just pull out tease out the cheesecloth a little bit. Cute as, I think they're adorable little tags. And we've got that beautiful beetroot and coffee dyeing in the background. Aren't they sweet? I love those. How long have we been going? Oh, that's a video. Okay, we didn't get to do our 3 big tags. And they're going to take me even longer to do, I think, because, you know, I've got more surface area to play with. But yeah, hopefully that's given you an idea for yet another use for these beautiful dyed papers that you can buy on Etsy. Reminder that if you do want to purchase some from me, find my Facebook page or send me an email. Information will be below in the description box. Yeah, other than that, have a great weekend, my friends. Take care. I will be back tomorrow with Marguerite Miller and then again on Monday with the Deal It Up Challenge. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.